Yo, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? Welcome back to another video. We are right back into set 19, Fighters Ambition Reveals, and today we're talking about Yellow Piccolo Superhero, the second Piccolo Superhero leader to come out just in the past two sets. So we're going to talk about some cross synergies, some stuff coming out for this leader, and then we also have, the ban list to consider as well, so we can kind of talk about where this might land with some of the changes to red. But anyways, if you guys are new here, make sure to subscribe. Let's jump right on in because we have a lot of reading to do. Piccolo, when this card attacks, draw one, activate main, place up to one pan superhero with energy cost of 2 or less from your deck under this card, shuffle your deck, and negate the skill for the game. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's just a straight up extension of your hand. Basically, put a card from your deck under your leader that you can then use later. Not bad. Awaken, release 4 or less, or you have a Shenron superhero Z battle card in play, draw one, untap one, and take life down to 6. So our alternate awakening condition is tied to the Z deck, much like the leader from last set. Piccolo, yet unseen power, blocker. When this card attacks, draw one. Auto, when this card activates blocker, gets plus 10k for the battle. And at the end of your turn, switch this card to active mode. So having your leader be a blocker is very, very similar to something like SSG Trunks in the black color pool. It's pretty nice to be able to block for your Unisons and stuff, because those are things you don't want your opponent to attack because you don't want them to lose markers. So a neat gimmick there. And then we have the Z leader, Piccolo, power unyielding, Z awaken for 2 energy when you place 3 or less over a yellow Piccolo superhero leader. Again, don't forget you can use this with the Piccolo superhero leader from last set. When this card attacks, choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO it. Auto once per turn when you use a card in combo, draw one, then choose one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. That's a very cool effect. It turns like any card in your hand into power of a Super Saiyan, which is actually really strong. Activate battle once per turn, pay 1, send 2 Master's Teachings card from your drop to your warp, then choose one of your Piccolo superhero cards, which can be itself, and it gains double strike for the battle. So you have a built-in Champa type effect. Z leader is very powerful. I do like the awaken side of the leader as well. My one concern is that this leader won't have enough draw power inherently. Like, if you've noticed from articles or videos I've done recently, one of the telltale signs of a strong deck and a good leader is that it has the ability to draw 2 cards per turn in some form or fashion. Like, look at Yellow Trunks, look at SS4 Gogeta, even the green Gogeta leader, Gogeta BR leader coming out. I think the awaken side is good, although the rest of the deck is trash, but you get my point, to where leaders that can draw 2 cards per turn in some way or another are generally pretty good. This leader doesn't seem to have that in any way, so it might be a little bit rough, but I mean, time will tell on that one. Alright, then we have Pan Remarkable Improvement. This is the card you can grab from your deck and put it under your leader. Active main limit 1 for a yellow, play this card from under your leader, then choose one of your opponent's battle cards from rest mode and KO it, so spot removal whenever you need it. Active battle limit 1. If this card's under your Piccolo superhero leader, choose one of your battle cards with Gohan and a character name, and it gets plus 5,000 power for the turn. Now that effect doesn't detach the card from any area as far as I can tell, so that would be like a reusable effect, I suppose, but it costs 1, so how many times are you realistically going to use it? Probably not that many. Overall, seems like a pretty mediocre card, to be honest. I don't love it. You get the spot removal whenever you need it, which is kind of cool, but that's just a 10k battle card, so I guess you're just calmly get the Z energy, probably. Shenron, Granter of Wishes, 1 drop, 1 Z energy, deflect, unique, permanent. This card cannot attack. Auto, if your leader is a yellow Piccolo superhero card, you switch this card to rest mode. When you add one of your cards to your Z energy, draw 1, activating once per turn. If you have 7 or more Z energy, which I doubt is ever going to happen, choose one of your Piccolo superhero cards and it gets plus 5,000 power for the turn. So again, I don't think it's very easy to get 7 Z energy in this deck because you're constantly going to be using Z energy, and also, like the problem with every single deck in this set, you just don't make Z energy that easily. So for something with 7 or more Z energy, this probably could have been a stronger effect, but the auto here is like what you're trying to do. You're trying to make Z energy and draw cards via this Z battle card, but it's just a 15k without barrier, man. Like, this is going to get killed almost immediately as soon as it goes back to your opponent's turn, if it doesn't get killed during your own turn. Like, this is a really vulnerable battle card. I wish this had barrier, and that would have been perfectly fine in my opinion, because 1, we have so much more barrier removal in the format now than ever before, and 2, this still has to put itself to rest mode, so your opponent can still direct attacks to this in an effort to clear it if they want to kill your draw engine, which, yeah, I really wish they would have gone ahead and done that. They didn't. Makes this card a lot worse. Krillin, Trusty Assistance, 1 drop, 1 Z energy, blocker. Auto limit 1, when this card's played, reduces the awakened skill cost of your Piccolo superhero cards in your Z deck by 2. So basically, by paying 1 energy and 1 additional Z energy, you make your Z awaken free, but in the end, it'll basically cost 1 because of this guy, and you get a blocker out of it. Pretty cool. Again, it makes you charge more Z energy, which can be a bit more costly to your hand, but can save you on actual energy, which may be relevant depending on what you're trying to do. Then we have a Unison for the deck. This is one of the very few archetypes that actually has a Unison in this set. So activate main for 2 yellow, but firstly, this is a 4 cost Unison with 1,000 power. That's kind of hilarious. So if your leader is a yellow Namekian and you have a yellow Namekian in your battle area, play this card from your hand with 7 markers on it. That's pretty funny until you realize that all the effects are minus effects. Auto -1, when your opponent attacks, choose one of your Namekian cards and it gets plus 5k for the battle, so you get a free combo essentially. Activate main -2. Look it up to 3 cards on top of your deck. Play up to 1 yellow Namekian with an energy cost of 1 among them, and place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. Now there are 2 1-drops for this archetype and some other 1-drop Piccolos you can play, but I mean, you'd have to like really flood your deck with 1-cost Namekians to make this remotely good. Only top 3. That's a really shallow search. But anyways, Gohan Piccolo, Moment's Respite. We have a 1-drop permanent. While a card with Pan and its character name is under this card gains blocker. Auto, when this card activates blocker, add up to 1 card with Pan and its character name from under this card to the owner's hand. And then activate main once per turn. If your leader is a Piccolo superhero card, choose one of your yellow battle cards with Pan and its character name and place it under this card. You're just doing some shuffling around with the Pan that we put under our leader. I mean, doesn't really seem like an overly impressive card. I guess this is a way to get that Pan back into circulation, but I don't think this really puts it back under your leader or anything, and all her effects require her to be under the leader, so I just don't really get the purpose of this card, nor do I think it's very good at all. Piccolo Moon Destroyer, 1-drop 4k. Once cards play, they go top 5. Add up to 1 yellow card with an energy cost of 5 or less, and Gohan or Piccolo and its character name. Then shuffle your deck. Activate main once per turn for 2 yellow. If your leader is a Piccolo superhero card, choose 1 field extra in your battle area and place in the owner's drop. Then choose one of your cards with Gohan and its character name in active mode and switch it to rest mode, and that card can't be attacked until the end of your opponent's next turn. Okay, there's a few weird things with this. One, there is no extra card or field extra card that is made for this archetype, but it says field extra card in a battle area. So I guess this is actually a cool sideboard option because you can blow up your opponent's field card, like if you play against Blue Baby or any of the other decks that start with a field in play. This is a pretty cool sideboard option. So yeah, I don't think this is really main deck worthy at all, but it is neat that this deck has that option. I do kind of like that actually. Alright, then we have more paragraphs of text. Gohan Piccolo, training's beginning. We have a 2-drop 10k deflect. When this card's KO'd, look at the top 5 of your deck. Add up to 1 Master's Teachings among them to your hand. Then shuffle your deck. Notice all these cards are Master's Teachings. Activate battle limit 1 for a yellow. If your leader is a Piccolo superhero card, you have 2 or more energy, and you add this card to the owner's hand from your combo area and place 1 Master's Teachings from your combo area in the owner's drop. Draw 1, so you replace the card that you dropped. Play up to 1 Master's Teaching with an energy cost of 3 or less from your hand, and that card gains plus 5,000 power for the turn. So you get to cheat out the 2 cards here to the right. Sun Gohan and Piccolo, Desperate Defense, 3-drop 10k blocker, auto limit 1 if your leader is Piccolo superhero. When one of your cards with Gohan and its character name is attacked, play this card from your hand in rest mode and switch the attack of it to this. Then we have activate battle once per turn. Place 1 Master's Teachings from your combo area at the bottom of your deck. Draw 1, then choose one of your opponent's battle cards ignoring barrier and negate its skill for the turn. So you can kind of like Final Flash them for 0 energy. That's kind of cool, but I don't really love how it's a 2-card combo with Training's Beginnings here on the left. Let's read Mentor's Rage. 3-drop 10k, auto limit 1 when this card is played. Add up to 1 yellow Master's Teachings with energy cost of 5 from your deck to your hand. Then shuffle your deck. That's a pretty good effect. Direct deck search. Auto, when one of your battle cards with Gohan and its character name attacks or is attacked, you may return that card to the owner's hand, and if you do, negate this skill for the turn. So overall, I mean, some pretty interesting cards. Like again, Desperate Defense being a Final Flash is cool. Mentor's Rage, direct deck searching is cool, but is it worth playing Training's Beginnings just to do that? Like, you combo with it, you pay 1, but you don't even make a Z energy because you send your other card to the drop, you draw 1, and this comes back to your hand. I guess to be reused, which is like interesting, but you're not making a Z energy out of that, so it gets really weird in my opinion. So yeah, I don't know how this is all going to fit. Plus, relying on a 2-card combo, like if you don't have the 2-card combo, you're kind of just screwed, right? Then we have Gohan Piccolo, Master Student Bond. Activating once per turn. Choose one of your battle cards with Gohan and its character name, and it gains Master's Teaching until the end of your opponent's next turn. Haven't really seen too many cases where that's actually super relevant, except for this card. Activate battle if your leader is Piccolo superhero and you have 3 or more energy. Choose 1 Master's Teaching in your battle area and it gets plus 10k for the battle. So if you're playing some off-archetype Gohan, you can turn it into a Master's Teaching and buff it, but I don't think that's super great. I looked through some yellow Gohans and didn't see anything that was too impressive. Piccolo New Evolution, 6-drop dual attack, EX Evolve for a yellow if you have 3 or more energy over a yellow Piccolo. If you have a yellow Shenron Superhero Z battle card in play, when this card's played, choose one of your yellow Shenron superhero Z battle cards and switch it and this card to active mode. And then auto limit 1, if your leader is a Piccolo superhero card, when this card attacks, choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO it. So this card is like a main focal point of the engine. You want to use this to restand your Shenron superhero, which I think can then use its effect again. I don't remember if limit 1 was on the card or not, but I mean, I guess switching into active mode is kind of a form of protecting it, but still, I mean, 15k battle card, no barrier, not all that impressive defensively. But yeah, this card seems okay for a 19k dual attack, get some removal, not the worst. But go on Piccolo full power training. This card is really good. Deflect, swap 8, yellow master's teaching with an energy cost of 8. Auto, when this card's added to your hand by swap, choose one of your master's teachings and it gets plus 6k and critical for the turn. Activate main limit 1 for a yellow. If your leader is a yellow Piccolo superhero card and you have 3 or more energy, play this card from your hand. So it's literally just a 1-drop 20k, gets good value for swinging, and then swaps into an 8 right away. That is just a really simple, really down-to-earth thing, and you don't need to rely on other cards for this to be good. So I do actually quite like that. Then we have Go on Piccolo Master Student combination, 8-drop 24k with barrier. Activate battle limit 1. If it's your opponent's turn, choose one of your cards and its power becomes the attacking card's original power. At the end of the battle, the chosen card's power reverts to its original value. Then choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier, and KO it. So essentially what this says is, if your opponent attacks your leader with a secret rare, make your leader that secret rare's power. So you basically only have to combo one more card to get out of that attack. And then, yeah, you can just KO something in rest mode, ignoring barrier. That's assuming they don't combo on the secret rare, but you get what I mean. Like, if your opponent attacks with a big guy, use this, clone the attack, and then you just combo one card to get out of it, and then kill something ignoring barrier. This card is really strong, very good card to give barrier to as well. Go on Piccolo Heroic Team. You're playing this in this deck as well as the new blue Gohan deck, which we'll talk about later. 8-drop 19k, dual attack limit 1, auto limit 1. When this card attacks, draw 1. If your opponent has a battle card in play, this card gets plus 5,000 power for the battle. Activate main once per turn if you have 5 or more Z energy or 2 or more Z battle cards in play. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 3 or more, ignoring barrier, and place at the bottom of the owner's deck, so this deck gets some barrier removal itself. Activate battle for a blue or a yellow. If your leader is blue or yellow and 3 or more blue and or yellow cards in your combo area, play this card from your hand. So you do have a sort of arrival option to play this card, but you can also swap into either of these cards from the Piccolo Gohan we read before. But yeah, so wrapping up with my overall thoughts on this archetype, I mean, again, I'm very unimpressed with the lack of draw power. That is one thing. A lot of those cards in the middle there, like the 1, 2, and 3 cost Piccolos, were very weird. I hate how they rely on that 2-card combo to get going. I mean, it's Dragon Ball Super. It's a very consistent game. Maybe that's not the end of the world. I'll have to try it out and really give more of an informed opinion on that. But I do very much like the last 3 cards we read. These 2 cards, as well as the 5-drop that swaps into them. Those are solid. So maybe there's some promise here. But anyways, guys, I want in the comments below what you think about this archetype. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.